I'm actually so unbelievably upset. I recorded this video. The original video was 38 minutes, and my audio was not recording. It said it was. Show me what I want to see. Said it was right here. You see where it says main, and it was recording, and it says it's recording. It said that, dude, what? You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm having a great time. I don't know why there's two, but we're having a great time. And the original video was gas. This video was so good. I gave so much gas and knowledge, and I put my heart and soul into this video. It was like not a comeback video, but it was like me explaining so much different stuff. And now I'm not totally sure if I'm going to be able to make it as good as it was. But we're going to do our best. I forgot I got to do this every time I do a trade recap because people don't believe me. And then guess what? I'm crashing out. I am still doing it on TradingView, but I started doing this video on TradingView originally because I thought, I was like, oh, I pay $27 a month for TradingView. Surely I can use the trade replay feature. Nope, can't use that. You got to pay $58 a month to be able to use the replay feature. So I was like, that's awesome. These people are the reason there's a bad, I'm not even, you know what type of people are running TradingView. It's those types. Who knows? I knows, you knows. It's that type of person. And then I'm like, all right, it's not that big of a deal. You know what? I'll chart everything out and it'll be really smooth sailing. All right, I'm getting to my entry. All right, let's drop down to the 15-second. Can't use the 15-second chart on TradingView unless you pay $57 a month. So this video was well-intentioned. I was so excited to do this video, and I'm still excited. Hey, good to see you. You know what? It's all in the past. It's all in the past. We're good. A proof of entries on this trade one more time. You can see that this is the... Oh, my goodness. Try to turn the volume. Or not the volume, the brightness. You can see here, 15-second chart. Oh, my God. 15-second chart. Top tick. $187 of risk. I ended up moving my take profit down, but that was like literally, it was right. You can literally say that's right when I entered because I haven't even moved my take profit. And then trade playing out. This is us up. Hold on, I'll show you here in a second. There you go, boom, and then up $1,300 per account. You happy? Again, if you follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, you see me post these live. So this is really only for the new viewers, by the way. And if this is your first video, I'm sorry for the bad first impression. I really tried hard to get this video to work, and I couldn't make it happen. But yeah, let me do my best. It's asking. Hey, can we still upload your video, man? No. Save and close. We're not going to upload this video. I'm going to actually stop. Really, a restriction, and they were going to restrict this video. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Delete forever. I understand it can't be undone. GTFO. All right, let's get rolling. So the first thing I want to talk about, dude, this video is going to be a nightmare. Why can't I adjust my face cam? We're fine. We're having a great. Are you having a good? I'm having a great time. I'm having a really good time. Why do I have two display captures? Oh my God, I'm crashing out, chat. I'm crashing out. Yes, I'm sure I want to delete it. Oh my gosh, chat, I'm crashing out. Oh my God. Oh, I'm never making content ever again. This is horrible. Hope you enjoy this trade recap. So this is the first thing I want to talk about. And I'm sure in this, I already know what I made the title because I wasn't sure what I was going to do as the title. But then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm up 35K this month. That should probably be the title because it's kind of clickbaity. So let's do it. Now, let me actually say something really quickly before I die. I mentioned this. I mentioned everything. I'm not going to. I'm leaving it like this. I'm spiting it. can't remember what I was going to say. Oh my God, this is a train wreck. This is an absolute train wreck. But we're going to keep going. The show must go on. I'm going to be showing you the trade that I took in this video, and it's I trade high RR now. We're going to talk about why that is. But by the way, I think I would have been equally as profitable this month if I was still trading my 1-to-1, my 1-to-1.5 because of what I am about to show you. It has nothing to do with, oh, now I trade higher RR with the same win rate. Absolutely not. That's not how it works. Because there's three things. Everyone knows the joke with the gym where it's like there's three things that you can be. Natural, as in you haven't done steroids. You can be natural. You can be jacked, like really big, like huge, and shredded. So like no fat, like, shredded. You have abs. You can only be two of those three things. If you want to be big and you want to stay natural, you can't be shredded, right? You can't be 230 pounds with a six-pack if you're natural. Sorry, it's just not possible for 99.9% of people. If you want to be super shredded and stay natural, that's fine, but you're probably not going to break past 180 if you're staying shredded. That's just how it works. Now, if you want to be big and shredded, kid, guess what? You can't stay natural. It's like an inside joke of the gym community. And I say this because it's very similar to trading. I think there's three things with trading. There's high win rate, so, 80, 90% win rate. There's high RR, which I count as anything like over 5 is pretty high RR. I'd say almost anything over like 3 is pretty, like if you average a 4R, I'll get back to that. But yeah, then you have, so high win rate, high RR, and then volume. So how often you can trade. So like by that, I mean like if you want to trade every day and you want to have a high win rate, you can't have a high RR. If you want to trade every day and have a high RR, you can't have a high win rate. You got to be like, 5R, 30% win rate. That's just the rule. I've never seen anybody in my time in the trading community where somebody has a high win rate, a high RR, and they're trading every day. I don't think it happens. So I don't think that the reason I'm doing well is because, oh, I'm now getting, high win rate, high RR, and I'm trading all the time. No. It's because, one second. I'm going to turn this off so you guys can see this. No other reason I'm turning that off. It's because I just want you to take a second to read this, right? I turned off my webcam so you can see this and just take a moment to read this. Oh, I thought I pressed that. Give it a second. All right. No reason for that inconspicuous face cam disappearance. Now, this has been the biggest game changer for me, is sticking to my model. And this is the most important part of my model, is being very attentive of my draws on liquidity. These are the only draws on liquidity that I focus on. So we have Asia session for me, it's Central Standard Time. That's my last time saying it. I'm going to continue to say that. And if you don't get it, Central Standard Time, that's your fault. So we have 6 p.m., right? That's Asia, not Tokyo. Tokyo session starts at 5, but that's Forex. So we have 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. That overlaps with London session, 3 a.m. to so on and so forth. You guys know, I hope, what times everything trades at. Then I'm looking at the highs and lows of Asia, London, and pre-market. Technically, this isn't like a draw anybody talks about, but I like to look at the highs from 7 to 8:30 because it's the 90 minutes leading up to market open, and I find there's a good amount of volatility, so I look at that. And then I want to see how New York session treats these highs and lows. And then I'm also looking at untapped session highs and lows. So for example, like this day, this was last Thursday. You can see that New York session did not take these London highs and these Asia highs. And actually New York session never ended up taking these highs. They were taken during Asia session on Sunday. But these are just an example. I'm only looking at these. Now let's talk about how I'm looking at these. Ooh, that's a spoiler. Don't look at that. So if I'm going into the day, right, of course, the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at my higher time frame confluences, right? My PD arrays. I didn't need a cheat sheet. My higher time frame PD arrays. So going into today, I saw that we had a 1 hour sell side imbalance. We've been selling off. Price action overall, we've been accumulating, but looks pretty bearish to me, which I actually ended up being wrong overall on my daily narrative, but I was able to catch my short. But we had this 1 hour SIBI. We had overall bearish market structure, and we also had this untapped 4 hour fair value, not untapped completely, but relatively untapped fair value gap. So I was overall bearish for the day, and I wanted to see shorts. So then going into the market, what do I wait for? Drop down to the 5-minute. So I'm just kind of watching the charts. Market opens at 8:30. See a huge dump. Okay, great. We fill this imbalance. We also put in these 8 a.m. lows, right? That's another draw I look at, by the way. I forgot to mention. From 8 to 9 a.m., I look at those with ES and the NASDAQ because those are areas that 9 a.m. PO3 might manipulate. So then 9 a.m. occurs, and we just start accumulating we accumulated for a pretty long time today. We basically accumulated we dumped on market open and then accumulated until about 10 a.m. We see the manipulation leg at 10 a.m. Now, how do we know that this is manipulation? Because there's an SMT with the S&P 500 at this point in time. Hello? There we go. So you can see here at 10 a.m., these are the Asia session highs. ES did not take those highs. So boom, okay, we accumulate and then we manipulate. Fantastic news. I'm ovulating. I'm so excited to be in this position. So we have put in this SMT. We see a 1-minute change in the state and an inverse fair value gap. But this isn't exactly the entry that I'm taking nowadays because I don't like spending time in drawdown. I'll elaborate a little bit longer on why if I sound frustrated, I'm sorry. I'm not mad at you. It's just I've already said all this. I said this like 10 minutes ago, and I'm doing it again. Forgive me. I apologize. But yeah, I didn't end up taking this entry. I waited to see that price did indeed want to go lower. So I'm watching, right? We get this pullback. And again, I'd show you on the 15-second, but I can't. But during this pullback, right? So we have this move down and then move up. So I'm looking at this move up. We create a 15-second order block. You just have to take my word for it because I can't show you. There's a 15-second order block here, right? So we move up and then we continue down. Now, I don't want to be buying. I don't want to be shorting on the way down. I want to catch continuation. So I'm not going to talk a lot about fib because I'm not super well versed in it. But I was looking at this leg here. I was looking at the leg up from the 8 a.m. lows, right? I charted this out on the 15-minute was how I ended up charting this out. But again, I'm going to the 15-minute here, and I'm charting out this, right? So I'm charting out the manipulation leg on the fib, right? And then what am I waiting to see? I'm waiting to see a pullback into into a premium before I short. And I also wanted to see us get relatively close to this ratio here. Again, I'm not going to get super into it because I'm not very knowledgeable on it yet. I'm forward testing right now. But yeah, so my confluence is aligned. My daily bias is going short. We have a manipulation leg to the upside. We start selling off. We pull back, create an order block, and then we pull back into that order block, and that was my entry. My entry was essentially a limit order. It wasn't a literal limit order, but I basically just wanted to see price touch this order block because it was pretty close to Fibonacci of that manipulation leg up. So we pull back into that range. We top tick. We sell off. I was initially going to hold this position down to these 8 a.m. lows. But as you saw from the picture I showed you, I ended up selling off most of my position around here. I ended up taking partials at these lows here because we were really stagnant. We weren't pushing any lower. We were being very respectful of this 4-hour bullish order, of this 4-hour bullish fair value gap. So I partialed off here and held for a little bit. And then when I started to see some bullish confluence, I think I closed my entire position because a 15-second fair value gap got inverse to the buy side. And then right when I closed, it would have gone to my stop loss. So across all accounts today, I profited about $1,100 per account, so about a 5K day. And that puts me just over $35,000 for the month. So let me break this down for you because my model is still basically the exact same. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm identifying my draw on liquidity and my untapped higher time frame PD arrays. So my fair value gaps, my order blocks, equilibrium. This is how I'm determining my bias for the day. And it's also showing me what I want to see, right? Again, I'm not taking a trade. If today we didn't SMT these Asia session highs, if just both ES and NASDAQ took these highs out, I would not have been in this trade. I only trade when there's an SMT because I have to know price is manipulating with a pretty high degree of certainty. That's step number 2, right? Wait for manipulation. So I figure out if price go burr or price go on, right? Price go up or down. And then I wait for manipulation. And then I'm literally looking for an entry right after that. The minute that I have my daily bias, I have a fair idea of where I think price wants to go, and I see manipulation, my thesis statement on entries is I'm waiting for the stars to align. I want to see as many confluences in my favor as possible. So for example, for an entry, I'll find my higher time frame bias and I'll look for a higher time frame PD rate. So this would have been A++ if we tapped into this SIBI here. We were just short of tapping into it, however. But let's say we tapped into this higher time frame 1 hour sell side imbalance. We tap into that and then we create the SMT. All right, now I'm dropping down into the 2 minute, 1 minute. I normally trade on the 15 second or the 30 second, sometimes the 5 second. What are you gonna do about it? I like it. And then I'm basically looking for a CISD plus an inverse fair value gap just to show me that price is ready to go down, or I am entering off of a retracement to an order block or a fair value gap, which is what we traded on today. So for example, today was a continuation. It was not a reversal. This is more so my continuation versus reversal. If I'm looking for a reversal, I want to see a change in the state and an inverse fair value gap. But if I'm looking for a continuation, I just want to see a retracement to the order block or the fair value gap. So today we traded a continuation, right? We broke structure, retrace to Fibonacci, and also tap into an order block, enter, and get a 10R. Now let's talk about risk really quick. If I'm rushing again, sorry, I just already did this video. God, it was like 40 minutes long. I risked 100 something on this, and I'll actually go full screen for this because again, like I mentioned at the beginning, I don't think the reason that I'm profitable. Oh my God, am I recording 2 audio inputs right now? If I'm recording 2 audio inputs, by the way, this is going in the final. Okay, we're good. I was about to crash out. So as I was saying, again, I don't think the reason that I'm more profitable this month than any other month is because, oh, now I'm trading higher RR. No, the reason I'm trading higher RR is because it's just better for my psychology. It's a preference thing. I don't think it's any more profitable than if I was trading 1R or 2R. I just genuinely like it more. I think if I was trading 1R to 2R and using heavier risk with a higher win rate, I'd be doing just as well. But for me, I like the idea that I can lose more trades before I blow my account, even if it's the exact same probability because of how the win rate and EV expected value works out. I don't care. I enjoy how it is. And also another reason is kind of the core of why I'm even trading higher RR is one day just before I took my month-long break in August, I was in the middle of a trade. I was doing my regular 1 to 1.5, and I was about $200 in drawdown out of my $500 stop loss. And in the back of my head, I started singing a song, and it was like, it's that song where it's like, oh, we're halfway there, whoa. You know that song? And I realized I do that every time that I'm in drawdown. And what I realized in that moment is very rarely when I'm that deep in drawdown do my trades ever win. If I hit like if I basically what I realized is when I enter a trade, this again, me personally, I'm not saying you should do this, but what I realized is if I enter a trade and it doesn't essentially take profit right away, I'm probably hitting stop loss. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's just me personally, the trades that I find in the way that I interpret the charts, I see these moves, like the big moves, right? And it doesn't mean I'm any better at trading than the next person. It's just these are the moves that I happen to find with my model and what I've, kind of conditioned myself to see throughout the months of trading. It's been about 6-7 months. I just generally tend to see the quick displacement moves, which again, doesn't make me inherently more profitable. It's just, that's just how it is. So has my win rate taken a decline? Yeah. Like that day, for those of you that are like viewers of the channel and follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, watch my shorts, that day that I caught a 30R and I profited 7,000 or whatever in a day. No, it was like 62. I don't remember exactly what it was. But that day I lost 2 or 3. I took that same trade, but I had to take 2 or 3 entries to get it done. Now, if I would have traded like normally, by normal, I mean the way that I used to trade, I probably would have been able to catch like a 3 to a 5R out of that, risking, $500-$600 and, profited $3,000-$4,000 across each account or whatever the numbers might have worked out to be. The moral of the story is I don't think this is making me any more profitable. I think it's genuinely just a preference thing. And I'm throwing that out there because I think that top ticking and being a high RR trader is kind of overrated. And I'm going to milk it, by the way, because it gets views. I don't know what it is, but it gets views. I think it just looks cooler. So I'm going to be milking it for the record. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there that like I don't think that this is inherently why I'm doing better. The main reason I'm doing better is because I'm really being committed to my model. Now, with that being said, I really hope this definitely wasn't as good as the first recording. F in the chat for the first recording. The first recording was so goated. I know I said some great stuff in there. Oh, that first recording was so good. But anyways, I do have some really cool stuff planned for the future. I already have some videos pre-recorded to go out at my discretion. I don't know exactly when. I'm dropping like a free course. Ugh, cringe. But I'm going to put a course on YouTube just so you guys can like really get an idea of my model broken down. And, of course, the videos on Sundays are going to keep coming. I missed this Sunday. Apologies to my fellow brothers and sisters in Christ that were looking forward to that video. But I have a banger Bible study prepared for Sunday. I'm really hoping that you guys will tune into that, even if you're not a follower of Christ. You never know. This could be his way of reaching out to you. But yeah, that's all I got. Bye.